p.m. here in Cairo. Time for our comprehensive bulletin, Panorama News, with me, Hala Al-Hamalawi. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Monday said that more than £1.1 trillion have been allocated for comprehensive development projects in Upper Egypt over the recent years. The president's remarks came as he inspected the Bin Ben complex for solar energy, the largest clean power generation complex in the Middle East, during a visit to Aswan. More details.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi on Monday said we're witnessing a new leap into the future as he was briefed on electricity and power ministry achievements in Upper Egypt during a visit to Aswan. President Sisi hailed the Ministry of Electricity efforts exerted over the recent years, asserting that Egypt aspires to rank among developed countries in the fields of electrical link, power generation and power distribution. The head of the state said celebrating these achievements is meant to assert our keenness on preserving the nation's construction drive and not just for showing off, adding that a citizen has a right to know the huge amount of spending made in the electricity sector. President Sisi's remarks came as he inspected the Ben Ben complex for solar energy, the largest clean power generation complex in the Middle East. Established in partnership with the private sector and in collaboration with the specialized international expertise, Ben Ben is a leading infrastructure facility in Egypt. During his visit to Aswan, the president also inaugurated several national and strategic projects in Upper Egypt in the field of electricity via video conference. The inauguration ceremony was attended by Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, Minister of Electricity Mohammed Shaker, and several other ministers and senior officials. Addressing the inauguration ceremony, Minister Shaker said the Ben Ben Clean Power Generation Complex is one of the largest such generators on both regional and international levels. He pointed out that production capacity of Ben Ben Complex is 1,465 megawatts. The electricity minister also reviewed his ministry's overall efforts to boost electrical power capacity and overcome shortage across Upper Egypt. Dr. Shaker explained that 12,000 megawatts have been added to the area's grid in a cost of £55 billion within the recent 7 years. The minister said an urgent plan that was adopted for increasing power capacity by accelerating the construction of 3 power stations succeeded in generating 3,636 megawatts in just 8 months and a half in a cost of £47 billion. He described this achievement as unprecedented. Dr. Shaker also added that the Daba nuclear power station will be inaugurated in 2028.
And to shed more light on the inauguration of this very important project, we're very much delighted to have with us over the phone Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of International Relations. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Wagih.
Good afternoon to you.
Dr. Wagih, how do you read the inauguration of several electricity and power projects in Upper Egypt today, especially the Bin Ben solar power plant that was inaugurated today by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi?
Actually, this is a very good sign for sustainable development. There are many developmental projects being launched, being carried out, and it's very important that everyone should witness this. And included in that also that Egypt is preparing itself for the climate summit, which will be held in November next year, 2020. This coming year. And this very important thing that we are getting prepared literally on the ground when we have this clean energy, because one of the mandates of having such a climate is to meet the challenge of having a clean energy.
Yes. Dr. Wagih, what is the importance of the project, being it political, economic, and also on the security level?
Actually, of course, on the security level, Egypt is trying to secure itself from all aspects when it comes to our armed forces modernization process, and when it comes to economy. Economy is, with capital E, is the most important target for the leadership and for the Egyptian people at large. Because when you have stronger economy, especially in an age of epidemics and the previous near experience of Egypt showed that we were capable of standing against this crisis when we have some reliance on internal economic situations, where we were able to provide vegetables, products from all kinds, and we were capable of exporting them too. That was a very good side. So I think economy, when it comes to these great agricultural projects, is very needed and is very important. And let me say something very important that really impressed me yesterday with the inauguration of the president, all of this, is that he gave due respect and gave credit to Dr. Ganzouri, who really started out launching this. So I think if we have this mentality of accumulating good things and giving credit to each other, I think this is very good for collective work and for collective negotiation in the country.
Yes. Speaking of the project that you mentioned, Dr. Wagih, the project of Tushka, the president said that this is a dream come true because the project started so many years ago and stalled for basically financial reasons. And with the new approach of the government now, which is collaborating with the private sector, the dream came true. So how do you read this?
Yes, I'm so happy to have witnessed what I have witnessed yesterday, because there were so many real problematic and costly challenges and barriers and problems. And I think if the leadership took care of all these challenges, and they have used a lot of explosives, for instance, with millions of dollars to get out these geographical and these natural barriers. And also, it demolished psychological barriers that we should work on what we have already started out. And the third task of completion is extremely important in negotiating anything. So when we complete the tasks that were already started out with no good fruits, now we will have the good fruits for it. This is something very important and needed, actually.
Yes. Well, Dr. Hassan Wagih, Professor of International Relations, thank you very much for being with us here on LTV International. Moving on, and over the last 2 days, President Sisi has been inaugurating several new projects and complexes in the fields of road infrastructure, industry, irrigation, and agriculture in Upper Egypt. More details.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi on Saturday and on Sunday inaugurated and inspected new projects to mark Upper Egypt Week that celebrates the under-implementation comprehensive development plan in the area. On Saturday, the president witnessed via video conference the opening of 4 industrial complexes in Beni Suef, Menia, Qina, and Hurghada governorates. The new projects he inaugurated also included new roads and bridges such as the Qis Axis in Qina Governorate and the Adli Mansour Axis in Beni Suef Governorate. Following the inauguration ceremony, President Sisi paid an inspection tour to a number of new developmental projects in Qina Governorate. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, as well as Ministers of Local Development, Industry and Trade, Transportation, Interior Affairs, Petroleum, Finance, Supply and Internal Trade, and International Cooperation attended the inauguration. On Sunday, President Sisi witnessed the inauguration of desert cultivation and land reclamation projects in Tushka region in southern Aswan. The project, referred to as Tushka al-Khair, is the largest in the Middle East and one of the giant projects that aim to bring life back to the project that has been stalled for some time. During the event, he inaugurated the Tushka East Wainat Road through video conference. The head of the state also inaugurated new improvements at the Eastern Delta Bahr al-Bakar water treatment stations that serve lands in northern and central Sinai. Commenting on the inaugurations, President Sisi said a 3-phase water treatment process has been implemented at Bahr al-Bakar sewage station, adding that for the first time in history, 500,000 feddans in Sinai will be cultivated. El-Sisi said the state managed to provide up to 1 million job opportunities during the past 7 years, adding that the magnitude of projects being implemented is huge compared to what has been achieved the year before. He said the national interest dictated the necessity to complete the Toshka project despite hardships and high costs, stressing that the objectives of the project will be hopefully met by next October, and called on the private sector to take part in the development process. Concluding the inauguration, he inspected several farms in the Toshka Al-Khair project.
The Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation is implementing many major projects that aim at increasing the capacity of the water system to deal with water challenges. We are going to highlight the size of the achievements by the ministry during the year 2021 in the following report.
The Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation is implementing many major projects that aim to increase the capacity of the water system to deal with water challenges with a high degree of flexibility and efficiency. 2021 witnessed tangible achievements by the Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation. Atop of them comes Egypt's successful experience in the field of canal rehabilitation through a national project for the rehabilitation of canals that is currently being implemented. As one of the most important tools for the comprehensive modernization of the water resource system, this project aims to rehabilitate canals with lengths of up to 20,000 kilometers. Dr. Mohammed Abdul Ati, the Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation, explained that all operations carried out on the ground are being followed up to ensure that the project is implemented at high rates of time and at the highest level of quality. The state also began implementing the national project for the transformation of modern irrigation systems and rehabilitation of watering cans, which aims to transfer the rains of 3.70 million acres of ancient lands from flood irrigation to modern irrigation systems within 3 years. This project aims to achieve joint cooperation to implement the ambitious plan to achieve sustainable development through agricultural development projects. The ministry's agencies continue to respond decisively to all forms of encroachment across various governorates in order to immediately remove them and to take all necessary legal measures in this regard. More than 22,000 cases of encroachment on the course of the Nile have been removed thus far. Canals, drains, and irrigation properties with an area of 3.9 million square meters are part of the ongoing campaigns of sweeping removals. Several projects are being implemented to reuse agricultural wastewater with the aim of treating the salinity of agricultural drainage water, such as the project to benefit from the water of Bahr al-Bakar drain after treating it in the east of the delta. Regarding the torrential rains, the ministry has established nearly 1,500 structures to protect against the danger of these rains. The state of alert has been raised in all relevant ministry agencies to ensure the readiness of a bridge sector to confront any emergency. While protecting the shores from the negative effects of climate change, the ministry has implemented protection plans for beaches within lengths of up to 120 kilometers. There are many measures taken by the ministry in the field of rational groundwater management. The ministry has also used solar energy to operate wells within the framework of the measures taken to reduce emissions, in addition to using a system for operating and monitoring underground wells automatically remotely. Integrated modern technology within the irrigation system has also part of the ministry's strategy, such as using satellite images and forecasting rain, monitoring violations in various governorates, in addition to using production of crop structure maps and implementing an automated telemetric system to monitor water levels in canals and drains.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said that Upper Egypt comes on top of the priorities of the government. Therefore, since Saturday, the president has been inaugurating many mega projects in Upper Egypt. On Saturday, the president inaugurated several projects related to infrastructure, bridges, accesses and roads. And yesterday, the president inaugurated several projects related to irrigation and agriculture. And today, the president inaugurated several power and electricity and energy projects. And in order to know more about the importance of these projects, especially in Upper Egypt, we're very much delighted to have with us Dr. Zainab Nawar, Professor of Economics. A very good day to you, Dr. Zainab. Dr. Zainab, can you hear me? Yes, Dr.
Hello?
Zainab?
Yes, hello?
Hello, Dr. Zainab, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you well, yes.
Dr. Zainab, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi inaugurated several projects in major sectors pertaining to roads and bridges and also agriculture and reclamation and irrigation, as well as power and energy. How do you see the importance of these projects and how do they help in further boosting the Egyptian economy?
Yes, of course, the inauguration of this mega and important project for the Upper Egypt, and also specifically for this time, that if we talk that after Corona and even the time that all the world had witnessed a lot of economic problems. But once again, we are showing to the world that we are able, and of course we are capable of working on this mega project and continue working on these projects. The most important, and what we can say that is value added to the whole of the economy, what this project is presenting to the people and the population of Upper Egypt, especially that we all know that, sorry to, and unfortunately to say that there was no such type of project that had been implemented before for this part of Egypt. These projects, of course, if we talk about the type of services, the quality of services that the population of the Upper Egypt is going to receive because of these projects, and also how these projects can create an opportunities for jobs for Upper Egypt. So it's a new innovative, it's a new technique, it's new what we can say. It's all about achieving a comprehensive development for Upper Egypt, which is which is a very precious and important part of the Egyptian community that it is in deadly need for development. So these projects come to add a lot to the population there, and also the most important thing is creating the jobs and creating the opportunities for jobs.
Yes. Also from an economic perspective, in addition to what you mentioned, Dr. Zainab, which is creating job opportunities, also achieving self-sufficiency and further exporting to other countries. How do you see that?
Of course, when I talk about that, we will have a multi different types of projects, and also encouraging the youth in Upper Egypt to start their own projects through the industrial zone and through the different, what we can say, small and medium enterprises in the industrial zone. So by the time all these projects can work and also can produce different types of products and also can do an exportation later on. So, of course, when you put the infrastructure projects, when you put what we can say, the base and the important types of projects that can afterwards create the safe and create the environment for more of what I can say type of local industries to be contracted and to be established in these places. Of course, we are talking about more of production, more of exportation, and also this will be value added and also more revenue coming into our budget. So, of course, this will enhance our GDP and our growth.
Definitely. Dr. Zainab Nawar, Professor of Economics, thank you very much for joining us here on Nile TV International. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and we'll resume our special coverage.
Thank you.